So here I am starting out this morning at the Golden Arches, picking up a quick breakfast, and I am headed south towards Dallas-Fort Worth. I've plotted in my first charging stop. And my first charging stop is an EVgo at a Pilot Flying J, 210 miles away, 3 hours. We'll see how we do, and we are going to head that way now. Starting out at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, and let's just kind of see how this thing does on this ride as I head back towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And let's see, we need to go 44 west. And that's where we're headed. Once again, I'm in the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. It has 1,874 miles, and the car is doing fantastic. I do have 2 years of free charging at EVgo, so I'm going to try to make this station, if I can, top up there and then head to the house. So headed back to my house that's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Beautiful day, 67 degrees this morning. It is 9:15 a.m. and I am southbound and down. Headed back to DFW. Looking forward to getting back and looking forward to enjoying another road trip here in the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. I'm going to turn on the driver assistance systems here shortly and enjoy my, as some people would call it, Scottish breakfast, McDonald's, as I head down the road here. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see, going 210 miles to the first charging stop. I had 95% on the battery. It was estimating 300 miles. Let's see if I can do it. It's showing 19%. I should be just fine. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I've got 2 hours and 45 minutes, so 193 miles. I think I'm good for that. I don't think I need to stop before then, but if I do, I'll probably add a charging stop. Anyway, driven 17 miles so far, and making good progress. 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Not great efficiency. It is starting to warm up. It's 73 degrees out. I expect it to be, mid 80s until I get down the road a couple hours. But yeah, let's see what happens and see if we can make this Pilot Flying J EVgo free 2-year charging and take advantage of that on the trip home. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and here's a trip update. I am just under 100 miles to the first charging stop. Shows now I'm going to get there with 13%. If you remember, it started out showing around 20% upon arrival. It's now showing 13%. Should arrive in just under an hour and a half. I'm going to keep heading that way. If all holds true, I should be just fine to make it to that charging stop. I've driven 111 miles, 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour. Not great efficiency, but hey, guess what? I'm almost at 2,000 miles on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. Have not driven this car much. It is 80 degrees out, 10:40 a.m. Looks like I'll hit the Pilot Flying J at 12:05. So making pretty good time overall. Traffic is pretty heavy, as you can see, as I'm driving down past Oklahoma City, and now I'm headed on 35 south towards the DFW area. So this first stop, as I mentioned, is that Pilot Flying J EVgo. It's the same one I stopped at the other day. And I do get free charging there. So I'm going to try to stretch and make that stop. So follow along to see what happens. We're riding. Traffic has slowed down, so that should improve efficiency. And we'll just see how we do. Here's another trip update. We're basically passing through Oklahoma City, and only 92 miles, an hour and 19 minutes to exit number 33, which is Ardmore, Oklahoma, which is my first charging stop. Still showing 13% upon arrival. Speeds have slowed down. Efficiency has improved slightly. We're up to 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. So, yeah, slight improvement in efficiency. Slower speeds, it's warmed up some, 80 degrees, probably pretty optimum temperature. I've not seen a message about the battery preconditioning yet, but that'll typically happen here as I get closer to the charger. So I will let you know when I see that. But for now, we're cruising along. I'm anxious to see what kind of charging speeds I can get at this low state of charge at 13%. So be interesting, and we'll see how we do. And I should be there here, like I said, in just over an hour. So here's some real world feedback. You know, I have driven 136 miles. And boy, that's a rough stretch of road, a lot of construction. But I've driven, you know, almost 137 miles, 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Honestly, terrible efficiency. But again, I love this car. It's rated for 300 plus miles on a charge. I think 308 miles. It showed 300 this morning at 95%. And I'm only going to get there with 13% left on the battery after driving 210 miles. So honestly, I don't think you can get 250 miles on a charge. I think you probably 225 on a charge at highway speeds. These were pretty much optimum conditions. Yeah, some of it's 80 mile an hour and even 85 mile an hour interstate. Actual speed limits at 80 and 85. But nonetheless, a lot of this I've been doing, you know, 60. So, you know, and it's 80 degrees out, really optimal conditions. And, you know, I'm not going to get probably 225 at 95% battery. So at 100%, maybe 235 miles. Yeah, and so really comfortably on a road trip, I'd say around 200 miles is it, because you're not going to charge to 100%. So kind of interesting. I'm still happy with it. I think they'll improve efficiency. I think range will improve in future years. I think this is a wonderful vehicle, but I just wish it had some of Tesla's efficiency. But definitely a better built vehicle in my opinion, and super plush, super comfortable, and been a great drive. Thoroughly enjoyed this road trip. So about an hour out from my stop here in Ardmore, and we'll see what kind of charging speeds I can get. I will keep you updated here as we go. Okay, here's another trip update to still 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour, 167 miles driven. It's showing I have 80 miles left in the battery, and I'm going to arrive with 12% with 44 more miles, 37 minutes to go. So we'll see how it goes. Traffic has been fairly heavy all the way down from Oklahoma City, but it's moving at a pretty good pace. There's been a bunch of construction though, so good pace, then some construction, and then it opens back up. But been a pretty uneventful drive, which is good. And hoping to get to this Pilot Flying J here around noon. And it looks like I'm on schedule to do that. So I will update you here in just another minute. Okay, so here's another update. Shows I'm going to arrive now with 10%. It's in red. 26 minutes to go, 29 miles. And the reason why is we're running at highway speeds now. So the roads have opened up, and this is a very fast interstate. It's windy, so efficiency's dropping. Even though it still shows the 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour, it is dropping, and the range estimate now is 10% upon arrival, which, you know, I'm totally comfortable with, no problem. Still showing I have 60 miles on the battery, got 29 miles to go. Should be there here within 25 minutes, so I will update you here as I'm getting off the exit and as I get plugged in at this EVgo charging station. Hopefully it's available, and I haven't even looked, but it does have 4 simultaneous charging opportunities. So it's there's 2 350 kilowatt chargers, but they split 175, so you can plug 2 cars in per station. So I'll be there in just a few, and we'll see what happens. So here's my feedback. It just is not an efficient car. Great car, love it, super comfortable, but you know, I'm single digits now arriving. I've only driven 193 miles. You know, I'm going 210 total miles to this charger, and you know, it's basically sucked up 90% of the battery. Not great. Really, really not great. So I again love the car. It's absolutely fantastic. Truly an enjoyable driving experience. Sorry about all the mess on the windshield, but yeah, not efficient. So that is my update. I will let you know here when we arrive in just a few minutes. So I did a little calculation, and if I get to the charger with 10%, that means I consumed 85% of the battery, because this morning I left and the car was charged to 95%. That means if I would use 100% of the battery, I would get 247 miles on a full charge. I guess it's not as awful as I just said a second ago, but I am confident these large 22-inch wheels and tires are definitely affecting range. I'm not going to change them out. I'm happy with them. They look great. The car is fine. But I am interested to see how fast I can charge. So I'm going to get here with around 10%. I'll be there in 10 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to get plugged in, and let's see what kind of charging curve this car gets. And I'm hoping I see, you know, around 190 kilowatts at this low state of charge. So that would be good. And I hope it holds it to, you know, 50 or 60%. So we'll see what happens, and I will be there in just a few minutes. So looking forward to it. Been driving almost 3 hours. Be nice to get out and stretch my legs and take a bio break. So I imagine I'll be at the charger for maybe 20 minutes, and then I'm going to head a little further down the road and stop for lunch, and then head on towards my place in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So a couple of stops along the way. I may charge the car up before I get to my house as well, because I have a couple errands to run in the area, and one of them is at Whole Foods in Highland Village, Texas, which does have EVgo chargers, so I may go ahead and plug in there as well. We will see, but I will update you here in just a few minutes, almost to the charger. I didn't get any preconditioning notice that I saw, but it just alerted me with a chime, and it says, charge vehicle soon. I am 1.5 miles from the exit. Not sure why it didn't precondition, but I'll be interested to see how fast it charges. The charging stop was programmed in properly. You know, I keyed it in from the nav and selected the charging station. So normally it'll precondition the battery. Maybe it's warm enough and doesn't need it. No idea, but we'll see. Like I said, getting off the exit here, I'll just have you ride along with me, and let's just see how this goes. Still showing going to arrive with 10%, 28 miles left on the battery. So it is updating its range estimate somewhat. Okay, and here's the exit. We're going to go right to this Flying J. And the chargers are right up here on, I guess they're up here on the left. I was going to say they're up here on the right, but there they are under the canopy. And looks like we might have one vehicle blocking the charger, but not a big deal. I doubt that vehicle's plugged in. Yeah, it looks like a wrecker's just sitting there blocking one of the charger posts. So I'm gonna roll right over there and get plugged in. So I'm going to use this station because I used the other one yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and get backed up. And we're going to get plugged in here in just a second. Okay. That should be about right. So there we go, exactly 210 miles, charge vehicle soon, 28 miles left on the battery. Let's see what happens. Simultaneous 350 kilowatt charging. Go. Payment authorized. And let's jump in the car and see how quickly this thing spools up and what kind of speeds we get. Let's flip over to the charging screen. There we go. Charge cord connected. Set the charge to 100%. We're not going to sit here that long, but let's see what kind of speeds we get. On the charger screen, it's saying connecting to your vehicle. I don't know if you can see that, and there it goes. It is now charging. So let's keep an eye on the speed down here and see how quickly this thing gets ramped up. $93. Okay, 113. 137. It's jumping up. 140. 168. 169. Okay, we're sitting at 170 kilowatts. It's already put 2% into the car. Not too bad. 171 kilowatts. I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I will update you here in a bit. I need to take a bio break, as I mentioned, but it still seems to be heating up a little. As the battery warms up, I should get faster speeds. I'm not sure why it didn't precondition, but listen, at a low state of charge at 13%, I'm pulling 173 kilowatts. There's 174. I'm going to go ahead and sit with this just for a minute. And let's see if it goes up anymore. It looks like we're sitting at 175 now. We're already up to 14%. We've onboarded 4% already. In just a couple of minutes, a minute or two. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my stuff, and I'll be back with you here shortly. But holding steady at 175, not bad. I was hoping to see 190, and maybe I will. As the battery gets up around 20%, because there you see it just bumped up to 176. So hopefully that'll keep climbing. Okay, here's a CVgo charging station, GM Energy. You can see they rebranded it from Ultium. So, like I mentioned, two 375 kilowatt chargers. I'm sorry, two 350 kilowatt chargers. And they have simultaneous charging available, and they'll split charge 175 and 175. Both of these handles are on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and put these up where they should be. And we're going to go ahead and get in the car. I looked, and at 20%, it was pulling 184 kilowatts. So let's take a look and see how it's doing now. And here we go. We want to see session B. 9 minutes, we're at 147 kilowatts at 33%. So not spectacular, but we're charging. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the car and take care of some emails and make a few phone calls, and then I'm gonna get out of here shortly. Not bad, really. 27 kilowatt hours in 9 minutes. Not really terrible. Okay, now we're seeing a tremendous dip in charging speed. We're down to 111 kilowatts, and we're only at 36% on the battery. I'm wondering if cable cooling could be causing the issue, or if this is just the charging curve of the car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit stop charge, and I'm gonna change my handles. I'm gonna stay on the same charger, but I'm gonna swap out handles and see if the speed picks back up, because you know, it's down to 105 kilowatt, which is really not good at 37%. So let's go ahead and hit this. We're gonna hit stop charge. Okay, and we're at 101. Yes. Okay. And let it process payment, whatever. That handle is hot and it's cracked. So we're gonna go ahead and try this one right here. One right next to it. And see if it'll pick up and charge. There you go, payment authorized, so that's a good sign. And let's see what kind of speeds we get now. And all we did was change handles. The handle did appear to have a flaw. It did appear to be broken a little bit. But that broken housing shouldn't, you know, affect the charging speed too much, really at all. It was warm. I felt them hotter. I have a feeling this car has got about a 10-minute peak charging curve. But let's see what happens. Here we are. Let's watch it together. See if we get over 101 kilowatts at 37%. So it was not a charging handle issue, cable cooling. It is just the car's charging performance, which is not great here. This is what some people have been saying. First time I'm experiencing it, only 87 kilowatts at 38%. So yeah, not wonderful. Let's let it sit here a little bit and see if it ramps back up at all. But I'm not impressed with this at all. So we'll see what happens here. So I've thought about it for another minute here. It just keeps declining. You know, we're down to 76 kilowatt. I'm wondering if this particular charger's having issues or if it's the car. I've tried both handles on this charger. I'm gonna go ahead and move the car over and plug in over here. I charged here on that one yesterday or the day before. It was only for a few minutes, but it did great. So I'm gonna plug in and see if that makes a difference. It's worth a shot. I could make it home right now with 10%, so I don't need to be here much longer, but I want to go ahead and give this a shot and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop charging right there. Yes, we're going to get unplugged and I'm going to move the car. I'll be right back. Okay, we are plugged in and we are charging. Let's see if we get any better speeds at all. Now remember, I charged this on a Tesla supercharger yesterday and had no issues whatsoever. It charged super fast all the way up to, you know, 90%. I didn't see this type of slowdown at all. So I'm wondering if it's because I arrived with such a low state of charge. I'm not sure here, but again, I'm only getting 72 kilowatts and this is a different charger. So this is definitely car performance, and first time I've seen charging problems with this Cadillac Lyriq. I've been very impressed with the charging until now. So it seems like with this car, you want to make frequent short stops and not go deep into the pack like I did. You know, run it down to 30-40%, stop for 15 minutes, get a quick boost charge, and move on. Make an extra stop. Otherwise, you're going to get derated and get these slow charging speeds. So disappointing, but it'll get me there. I'm gonna let it charge for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to take off. Super poor charging performance. I just don't get it. I had a great charging session on the Tesla Supercharger. I've had good charging sessions on EVgo before. Not sure what's going on here, but only 54 kilowatts at 52%. Ridiculous. Doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna get out of here in just a second. You know, I'm gonna stop at a restaurant, and then I'm gonna go home, and I should arrive home with 19%. I'll get to the restaurant. I have a total of 82 miles. Not a big deal. So I'm just gonna verify that quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So here's a trip update. Shows I'm going to hit my place with 18%. I am 2.1 miles per kilowatt hour average over the last 16 miles. Running at highway speeds. I'm back in Texas, thank goodness. And it is 91 degrees out. Beautiful day here in the great state of Texas. And I'm concerned about the Lyriq's charging curve now. I had no concerns before. Every charging session's been perfect, even on the trip on the way up. But I made multiple short stops. So what I may do, I need to run an errand. I may go ahead and do that, and then stop by that EVgo charger in Highland Village and see if I get a repeat of that terrible charging. That will put me there probably around the 10% mark again. So I think I may do that, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm about to get off the interstate, 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour later, 40 miles. And as I mentioned, I'm going to run a couple of errands, things I need to take care of. And that'll give me an opportunity to, one, I'll probably run the car through a car wash quickly, and then two, I'll also have the opportunity to charge. And my goal there is to see if it has a massive drop-off once again in the charging rate. So I want to see if it'll hold, peak charging over 30%. So I'm going to arrive at my first stop here at 14%. Then I'm going to probably go through a car wash. And then I'll go to the Whole Foods in Highland Village, which has EVgo charging. So same setup, except there's three cabinets. There's three 350s. And I may have to split because that's a busy location. So I may get 175, each. But even then, it should show me what kind of charging performance I can expect. So we'll see how it goes here. I am headed to my first errand right now, and then we'll kind of go from there. So more info to follow. Okay, it feels like it's been a long time, a lot of slow-moving traffic, school zones, etc., but I am almost to the Whole Foods in Highland Village, Texas. It is 6 minutes away is what the car is showing me, 1.6 miles. I'm going to arrive with around 12% in the battery. I'm showing 35 miles remaining. I've driven 57.5 miles at 2.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Overall in the car, 2,183 miles. So here's what's going to be interesting. Number one, can I get on a 350 by itself? Not usually likely at this location. It's pretty busy, but we'll see. And then if I do, how fast does it charge at peak? And does it hold a good state of charge above 30-40%? This will be a good test. I'm not going to sit here and let it charge deep into the pack if it's taking forever. But I do want to test and see, what in the heck is going on with the charging curve on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. So, yeah, I think it'll be an interesting test. And we'll see if it is, in fact, the car or the chargers. And to be honest, if it is these chargers, then I'm going to want to try different hardware, like the Tesla superchargers, and see how that does. Because candidly, this cannot be a road tripping car if it's going to charge that slow above 30-40%. I travel too much. It'll add too much time. I'll just have to not use this car for road tripping, and primarily use it locally. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested to find out the results, and should know here in just a few minutes. I'm going to kind of take a shortcut through the shopping plaza because it's nearly impossible. If I turn right here and try to turn left at that no light, it's nearly impossible to turn with traffic. So anyway, I will be there at Whole Foods in just a minute. Matter of fact, why don't you ride along? And yeah, see what this looks like. These are the shops of Highland Village. Very, very nice area. And let's take a look here. Okay. Making good progress through this shopping plaza. It's usually pretty busy. Not too bad today. And Whole Foods is just up here on the right-hand side. So we're going to go up to this stop sign. We're going to turn right. And over here are the EVgo chargers. It looks like there might be a couple of units available by themselves, so that would be super nice and would allow me a full charging test. So okay, I'm going to plug in right here to this 350. Jethro is the name of the unit. Okay. Let me straighten the steering wheel out. Let me go ahead and get plugged in here. Let's see how this charges. Just saw another Cadillac Lyriq pull in. Charge cord is connected. Let's go ahead and it says 307 miles at full charge, and we know that's not the case. But as this thing spools up, we will see the charge rate right down there. And here we go. What I'm hoping to see is around 190 kilowatts. What we saw at the last one, if you recall, it was in this video, around 175, 176 kilowatts. Again, I didn't see preconditioning in the car. It didn't show me that again. There were 162, 3, 4, 167, 169. Seems like it may max out around 170. I thought for sure I saw around 190 kilowatts. That might have been on the Tesla supercharger. Not sure. But this thing's settling in around 172, 173. So I'm guessing it's going to settle in around 175. And let's see what it does. And it's already adding energy. You can see now it's 40 miles of remaining energy. So I'm going to let it charge for a bit. I need to go in and take care of a couple things in Whole Foods, and I'll be back with you shortly. So while I was in Whole Foods, I checked and it was charging at 184 kilowatts. And that's according to the EVgo app, which there might be some drain there, you know, coming off the car. Sorry, I was looking at the charging speed down here. There might be some parasitic drain just with, you know, HVAC or whatever with the car. It doesn't always dispense into the car exactly what the charger puts out. There's a little bit of loss. So I'm noticing it's dropping down pretty fast. And I'm wondering if it's me running the HVAC. It's hot out. It's 91 degrees, but let me shut this off. Nah, it's still dropping. Okay, it is too hot to have that shut off. So here we are once again. I'm at 33% and I'm down to around 100 kilowatts. So not good at all, Cadillac. Disappointed for sure. Not sure if I'm going to be able to road trip in this. I'm going to have to test it at a Tesla supercharger. I'm not going to sit here long. I've got home charging, not a big deal. I do realize this is free, but I've got a lot to do and I'm busy, so I'm not going to sit here and take advantage of that. I'll let it charge till it drops about 100 kilowatts, so which isn't going to be long. Super disappointing. I'm really surprised it's truly this bad. So looks like the road trips will be in the Rivian or the Tesla, and not this car. But again, I'm going to run it down sometime and take it to one of the Tesla superchargers around and use my NACS to CCS adapter and see if Tesla does a better job. It'll be interesting. Could be something with the EVgo hardware. Hard to say. But I do think it's probably the car. I've heard about this poor charging performance. I've not experienced it. But then again, I don't normally run the car down this low. I'm normally running it down to 50, 60% and charging, and it's super fast at a high state of charge. But at this low state of charge, it does terribly. I'm already below 100 kilowatts. So I'm going to go ahead and get unplugged, and that's the end of this video. Thanks for following along. Like and subscribe, and shoot me some comments if you'd like. Have a good day, everyone.